In this tutorial, we are going to analyze the reports such as answer report, sensitivity report and limit report related to linear programming when we solve it through solver in Excel. So first we will look at the minimization problem that we have at hand, and we have already found a solution through solver, and it says that in order to acquire at least 11 units of protein and 5 units of protein and sorry 11 units of fat and 5 units of protein, one must take 1 unit of meat, that is 1 pound of meat, and 3 units of cheese. So if I have to analyze my reports, I'll again go to solver, click on solve, and I'll select all these reports and press OK. So I've already got these reports here, so you can press OK. I'll just close this window. So first let's go to the answer report that we have here. So I've already highlighted the things that we are supposed to discuss, or the important things here. So as we can see, the final value, the total cost, the minimum cost that we have to incur in order to get those minimum fats and proteins is 16 rupees. So that is my final value, and the units of meat and cheese that I have to buy is 1 and 3. So this is my objective cell, the Z value, and this is my variable cells or the constraints. So this we can get from my solution here also, as you can see 1, 3 and 16. But let's say if I have to paste this information in some Word report, so I can directly copy and paste it from these already made tables here. The next thing that we have to understand is, since we have got our optimal value here and the optimal resources to get the required protein and fat, so the next thing that we have to look at is how our constraints are formulated. So if we see here, both the constraints are binding here, neither one of them is non-binding, and the slack variable is 0. So this we can judge from here also. As we can see, our left hand side constraints are equal to right hand side constraints. So nothing is being wasted here. So all the resources are used, and 11 and 5 are both equal to the right hand side, which is a minimum requirement per week. But this report tells us clearly that there is 0 slack and both the constraints are binding. Now come to the sensitivity report. So here it tells us about the allowable increase and decrease that we can make to our objective coefficient without changing our final value. So the first thing that we need to understand is that this is our variable cells, right? And these are our constraints. So first let's have a look at variable cells. So I've formed this range of optimality by myself. This Excel doesn't give, and we will calculate lower and upper limits. Similarly, for constraints we have range of feasibility. Now this range of optimality is concerned with our objective coefficient, right? And the range of feasibility is concerned with the right hand side constraints, the minimum requirement that we have. So these objective coefficients, if I go back to my actual solution, it is nothing but this cost of meat and cheese, which is written here as objective coefficient, right? So I've already calculated it, so let's just delete it and I'll calculate it again. So range of optimality says that what is the maximum increase that I can make to this objective coefficient without changing my final value here. Similarly, what is the maximum decrease that I can make to this objective coefficient, which is my cost, without changing my final value. So we will simply calculate these things. So I'll write F9 here, and to calculate the lower limit I will reduce H9 from this. Similarly, I'll calculate the addition that I can make. So I'll add G9 to it and press enter. Now I can copy this and paste it here as well. Similarly, I can paste it here as well, and the address of cell will change because we have not fixed the cells here. So if you see, this is right hand side constraint minus the allowable decrease, so on and so forth. Now what does this tells us? It means that if I add this one, we can reduce this value. Let's reduce this value only because we want uh, our values up to 2 decimal places only. Let me change this also so that our answer is simplified. So yeah, so what it is saying is that if I add 2.87 to my objective coefficient, my final value will remain same, right? And similarly, if I add 8.3, this is the upper limit, this is the highest that I can go. If I add 8.6 to this 3.1, even then my final value will remain 1 and 3. This one, I'll just color it for you. Yeah. So these are my lower and upper limits. In this range, my solution will remain optimal no matter how much I move, provided this range is followed, right? Now coming to our constraints, so this is called range of feasibility. Now this pertains to my constraints, which is right hand side, or if I have to go back to my problem, this is the minimum requirement which was given to us in the question, this one, that this is the minimum that Faraz needs to have 11 units of fat and 5 units of protein in a week. So this range of feasibility is similar to my this upper optimality range, but the only difference is it, instead of objective coefficient, it deals with the right hand side constraints, right? So this means if I add or if I deduct 5 from this 11, even then my final value will remain the same, 11 and 5, right? Similarly, if I add 15 units to my right hand side constraint, which is 11, if that means if I increase my cost, if I increase my expenditure by 15 units, even then my final value will remain same, 11 and 5. Now the important thing that you should keep in mind here is that at one point of time you can only either change this or this. You cannot change the optimality range for both the variable cells or for both the variables at the same time. Similarly, here also you can change only one constraint at one time. If you change both of them, then this final value is subject to change. So that was our sensitivity report. Now coming to the limits report. So this one, if you see, it doesn't, the first thing is it will tell you the software and the report, the date on which this report was created. This is my total cost, right? So this I can, make out from this also. This is my total cost. Then we have to look at the lower limits and the upper limits. So since this is a, you can see this is a minimization problem. So this is the lower limit. This is the minimum that I have to buy in terms of meat and cheese in order to satisfy my requirements of fat and protein. I cannot go beyond these limits. I cannot buy, 2 units of cheese if I want to satisfy my requirements. That is what they are trying to say here. And upper limit is not applicable here. I can go as much up as I want. If I want to consume more meat and cheese, I can do that. So I've already named the variables here, meat and cheese. And for other reports also, I've already named it, meat, cheese, fat and protein. So there you have your sensitivity and answer and limits report for minimization problem. Now I want to cover another problem which was for maximization, and I've solved this in another tutorial. I want to cover this because it has non-binding constraints also. So this was my maximization problem, and we have here labor and material and overhead expenses, and we are manufacturing mobile, laptop and TV. So as you can see, this problems when we solve it through solver tells us to manufacture only 100 units of TV and not manufacture anything for mobile and laptop, and 3 lakh is our total profit. So I've already got the reports here through solver. So let's first have a look at the answer report. So as you can see, 3 lakh is my optimal value and the final value is 100 units of TV. So I've named the variables here. Now if you look at the constraints, so my first one, it has a binding status, right? And the other two are non-binding. That means on the graph they are non-binding, right? And slack here, it is 0. We are not wasting any labor, right? And if I go back to my solution here, as you can see, my left hand side is equal to right hand side. So we are using all the labor that is provided to us. Whereas if you see for material and overhead, we are not using all of it what is available to us. So this is what they are telling us in the answer report also. So there is a slack of 3100 and 30,000 when it comes to material and overhead expenses, right? And both of these constraints are non-binding. Now let's move to the sensitivity report. So I've already named infinity for one of the variables here. So first thing you need to understand is these are my variable cells and these are my constraints. So something which is e raised to the power of 30. So I might as well write it as infinity here, right? So I'll have to change the variables here. I'll just write all of them as infinity. Yeah. So this we can get up to 2 decimal powers, right? Anything else, this also we can change, right? Yeah, so now we can move ahead, right? So let me calculate my lower limits. So this is with respect to my objective coefficient, which is F9 minus the allowable decrease, which is this cell, and I'll press enter here. So naturally this will give me a value because we have infinity here. Similarly here I have to calculate the upper limit, so I'll add this. Let me change this also into 2 decimal places. Yeah. So now what I will do is I'll copy this and I can paste it here. Similarly, I can copy this formula and paste it here. So let me reduce this also to 2 decimal places, right? And these places where we have in value, this we can change to infinity. That means there is no upper limit or lower limit here. We can go as far as we want. Yeah. So now we see that for this objective coefficient, right, I can go as high as 2142. That means I can add these much of more resources, right? Even then my final value will remain at 0 here, right? This is my optimal solution. Similarly here you can see I can add this much value to my objective coefficient, right? And my final value will remain at 100 units of TV only, right? So the similar thing we can do for constraints also, the range of feasibility. I can add, let's say 1900 units of material more to this 5000. Even then my final value will remain the same, right, for material. Now the another thing that you have to understand here is the shadow price, right? So shadow price says that if I increase 1 unit of labor here, right, it will lead to an increase of 428 units in my final value, right? So the profit that I have here 3 lakh, right? So this will see a jump of 428. So this is the meaning of shadow price. So that means this is a substantial jump of 428 rupees. So that means I can write it as my an important or the critical constraint. Let me just color it. So I can write this as my critical